Good morning and welcome to the Oasis Center for Spiritual Living, where we come together as one, providing spiritual tools for daily living. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Reverend Tucker. I'm the senior minister here at the Oasis. And I have a wonderful team with me, my beautiful assistant Faith Rollins and Tina Giuffre, Albertina Giuffre, which we call Tina, singing, and Oz is our practitioner of the day supporting me on the pulpit today. So I want to welcome all of you. I know there's 1,000 places you could be and 1,000 things you could be doing. So welcome, welcome. It's good to have you here. And also we do music from Karen Drucker, which is awesome music, and also from Fairy Elaine Silver. So I wanted to put a shout out to them and introduce them as well. Our topic today is no peace, no peace. N-O peace, K-N-O-W peace. So if you don't have peace, you're going to know peace for yourself. All right. So let's see. If you're here, please say hi or hello so that we know that we have an audience. It's always nice to know that we do. And if you would like to do a watch party, there's a watch party button. You can attend church with all of your friends and comment back and forth, and you don't bother anybody like you do when you're in church and you're talking. So it's a really good way to attend church with your friends. We like to do a lot of music in our service because it opens the heart. Music opens the heart so that your mind is open for the message. So our very first song is Surely the Presence. So I'd like to invite you to close your eyes if that feels comfortable. Allow the service to uplift and inspire you as we move into our centering song.
Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can feel the rush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can feel the rush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place.
The presence of God right here, right now, ever present, all powerful, all loving, all caring. For all of life is composed of this one great being in substance, this process that we call God. I feel that presence right now in me as it moves me on forward in my life, knowing that all things are good, all things bring blessings. And I look for that good, and I find it because I know that it is all there is, the goodness of God, ever present, ever loving, in each and every one of us right now. For that I give great thanks, and I let it be so. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Oz. All right. So this next song is one from Reverend Fairy Elaine Silver. I am so sorry. I keep forgetting to put that Reverend in front of her name. She worked hard to get it, and she deserves to have it. So I apologize. Anyway, this next song is from her. If you've been coming to our church for a while, you probably know the words. So let's go ahead and sing it loud and sing it proud. We are all one.
We are all one. We are all one. We are all one in it. I hear it and know it my being. Spirit is all I am seeing. For God is all there is. Grateful am I to be living, open to what I have seen, honoring what I've been given, sharing now what I believe. I remember the oneness around me. I surrender to infinite light, knowing the love that's surrounding me is within me by day and night. And we are all one. We are all one. We are all one in it. Yes, we are all one. We are all one. We are all one in it.
Yes, we are all one in it. I'd like to invite you to say hi or hello if you're here. Lets us know who we have as an audience because we don't get to see the names anymore. For some reason, Facebook has changed their policy and we don't get to see the names. So it's really nice to know who's here and say hi. I see that Maddie said hello, so hello, Maddie. And if you like something that you hear, either in the music or the message, use that thumbs up button. We like to get feedback. I know when I'm in a church and in a church facility and I'm talking from the pulpit, I can read people's, emotions and what is touching them and what isn't touching them, but we don't get that kind of feedback here. So your feedback is the little buttons, the like button, the love button, because we love to get love, and the wow button if something really, really inspires you or really moves you. All right. So let's see. I think that's it. This next song is a Karen Drucker song, and we have the lovely Tina Giuffre singing I Can Choose Peace. I Could Choose Peace, I think it is.
I could choose peace instead of this. I could see peace instead of this. I could see peace instead of this. Yeah, I could see peace instead of this. 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 And I could see peace instead of this. When I feel lost, don't know where to go, it's always up to me. What I focus on will grow. I could choose love, or I could choose fear, but if I want to be happy, the answer's so clear. I could see peace instead of this. I could see peace instead of this. I could see peace instead of this. And I could see peace instead of this. When I feel trouble, feeling so low, love is always with me, and grace will help bring me home. And I know love is the healer. Love is all I see each and every day. Love is who I want to be. So I could see love instead of this. Oh, I could see love instead of all this craziness going down. I could see love instead of this. I could see love instead of this. I could see peace. I could see peace instead of this. I could see peace instead of this. I could see peace instead of this. Yeah, I could see peace instead of this. I could see love instead of this. I could see peace. Right now. Oh, instead of this, every day I am going to love, peace, joy, clarity, presence. Yeah, I can't help it, I see it, I want it, I know it, I got to claim it right now. I can't help it, do you want it? You could have it. Oh, I can see it right now. Yeah, I can have it right now. Yeah, peace right now. Peace right now. Peace right now. Peace right now. See it. Peace right now. Claiming peace right now. Peace right now. Seeing peace right. Peace right now. Peace, peace, peace.
Thank you, Tina. That was wonderful. Now I have to find Faith. Oh, this is just crazy.
Anyway, that was from the Course in Miracles. Number 34 in the Course in Miracles is what this song is.
That's where she got it. She said her friend, so some background here. Karen actually posted that song like 4 months ago. We had gotten her collection like 6 months ago, but she did provide that one to us. And it's only available as a single. But she said her friend was really into Course in Miracles. And she said, what is the most important thing in the Course in Miracles to you? And he said, I could choose peace. And she built this whole song around that. So very cool. So it's number 34. Is that what you said, Tina?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. She got it from Alan. Alan, I forgot his last name. She was in a retreat with him.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. One of the other things that's missing is the clapping that people get from singing that we can't do in church as well. So we try to recreate that. I got to figure out a way to get the honking horns, though, because that seems to be the clapping of this time. It's the honking of horns. I almost taped it the other night, and I thought, oh, God, but how am I going to get it on the thing? So anyway. All right. So today's topic is no peace, N-O peace, no peace, and K-N-O-W peace. And it's so interesting, like, we ministers have to find 52 ways of saying the exact same thing every Sunday, but saying it in a different way. And it's a challenge at times. And it's interesting where you get your inspiration from. And I chose this one because we weren't sure about the election, and I know everybody was kind of, and so that was why I chose it. And then the election got decided. So I'm still going to do peace, but it's interesting because it takes on a different feeling. It takes on a different meaning at this moment. So what happened was I was watching, I taped some of these shows and watch them over and over again. And one of them that I had taped was Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. And what inspired me was at the moment that they crown him king, he says, now our lands can share peace together. And I thought, yeah, that's exactly what needs to happen here, is we need to share peace together. And so the other night I was watching it to get exact wording from it. Not that I have the exact wording right now at the moment, but I was trying to get the exact wording of it. And so I was watching it. And then, and I was thinking to myself, wouldn't it be nice if it was that easy to just throw this ring into a volcano and all of the bad stuff goes away? All of the, people fighting and the battles and the, all of that just goes away. Wouldn't that be nice if that's all we had to do was throw a ring into a volcano? Not that I would want to travel to a volcano to do that, but I'm just saying. And so there's peace in the land because of this. And so it was so funny because I watched that one segment, just that one part where they crown the king, and he says, let there be peace between our lands. And I switch over to the election and they declared Biden. And it was like, whoa, okay. I actually got chills because I thought, talk about timing. How interesting is that, And the message is still the same. I mean, because no matter who wins an election, somebody on one side is always upset. So I thought, okay, well, I can still do peace. I'll just do it in a kind of a different way, so to speak. And so that's how this became my sermon for the week. And one of the things that is always interesting in any election, but right now in particular, I think, is that the greed for power. As everybody is lusting for that power and trying to make sure that they either maintain power or they get power. And I thought about that song, The One Tin Soldier. And I don't know if you remember that song. It's usually done at Christmas time. But the song is basically about this small village, like hidden in the mountains, where people keep attacking soldiers from other places, keep attacking them because they have this secret, they have this treasure. And so this one, battle happens, and they go in and they destroy everyone in the village to find the stone tablet, which is their treasure, that says peace on earth, goodwill toward man. And I thought about that as really, we're lusting for all of these outward things, for things that seem to matter at the moment. We're lusting and we're in greed, and we're trying to get these things which really don't have as much meaning to us as perhaps peace within does. One of the people that I like to listen to, one of the ministers I like to listen to, was talking about the path of peace. And he was saying, it's not the path to peace. It's not you go towards peace and someday you'll have it. It is walking the path of peace. So I'm going to ask you a question, just like he asked. What is the most stressful thing? Just close your eyes and think about what is stressing you out the most. What is it that is absolutely bothering you and stressing you out to the point of no return? Just give you a second to think about that. I'm sure something has popped into your mind by now. You can go ahead and open your eyes. But I bet I can tell you what's stressing you out. It's either a place, a pace, a problem, or a person or people. Right? Was I right? So here's the thing. When you're walking the path of peace, if you have a place that's bothering you, say coming to church even, maybe it's stressful for you to try to come to church. These days it's easier because you can get online, but if you have computer issues, it's not easy either. So say the place, this church, is causing you stress. Well, what have you given your power to? Or perhaps it's the pace. You know, we're all busy, even though we're locked in our homes pretty much. We're all busy and we're running around in our house, probably doing the things that we would normally go do somewhere else. And so our pace stresses us out, especially during the holidays. The holidays coming up, you know, we're going to be running around trying to figure out how to do Thanksgiving, if we're going to do Thanksgiving, and how to get presents to people if we're doing Christmas, and, you know, that kind of thing. Our family is not going to do any of it. I think we're going to meet by Zoom on Thanksgiving and eat with each other safely. But, you know, this time of year gets stressful for people. And the election certainly has been stressing us out. So talk about problems that stress you out. You know, no matter which side you're on, it was stressful, right? And so, and then there's people. You know, people stress us out. Not that it's a bad thing. It you know, just is. It's really funny. I was listening to another one of my favorite ministers, and he was saying that his mentor minister told him, when you're bleeding, don't swim with sharks, swim with dolphins. Because he had gone to her and said, you know, I've made a mistake and I'm beating myself up for this mistake. And she's like, don't swim with the sharks, swim with the dolphins when you're bleeding. And what he interpreted that was, you know, because sharks will attack you when you're bleeding. And dolphins will say, hey, come on, let's go play. And they will uplift you and they will join together with you. And they will sit with you and play and love. Okay. So when we're thinking about all of these people that are in our lives, we can either give power to them or we can take the power back. Because trust me, if a person can give you peace, they can take it away. Let's put it that way. So when we give our power to either a place, a pace, a problem, or a person, when we give our power away, we have to claim it back if we really want inner peace. And it's not a peace that we're aiming for. It's a peace that's already within us. It is God within us already. You know, in the Bible, it says, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. It doesn't say anything about setting up a tent and camping there. It is walking through the valley with the peace of God within you, knowing that at the end of all of this, whatever this is peace. This too shall pass. You hear me say that all the time. So what's interesting to note is that we always have the ability to find that peace, no matter what the condition, no matter what the experience, no matter what the person, no matter what the place, we can always find peace. Ram Dass was, in his book, was talking about a time when he was in the monastery and he was meditating and he was like, yeah, I've got this handled. I'm good. I can do this anywhere. And so he went out to New York City and sat on a street corner to meditate, because his philosophy was, if I can do it in this temple, I can certainly do it in New York City on a street corner. And, you know, he wasn't successful right at first, because that's got to be difficult. But you can find that inner peace no matter where you are or what you're doing. You just have to know that inner peace rests within you. And so let's look at the anatomy of our spirit for a moment. There's this guy that I also follow called Sadhguru. And he's really a funny character. He's this old guy with this huge white beard and, you know, in his robes, in his costume, whatever that is, you know, and he sits there and he cracks himself up. He'll be talking and he'll go, you know, and it's fun to watch him. But he was talking about at one point, he's like, so is the sound equipment working? Do you like the sound? Is the sound good? You know, and people are like nodding their heads. And he's like, okay, so what I want to say is that it takes, you know, somebody knowing what the sound needs to happen, the microphone, how to work the microphone, how to work the soundboard, how to work all of it in order to produce a sound. And he said, it's the same thing with inner peace. We have to understand our spiritual makeup first before we can experience peace, because we have to understand that it's built in, that it is a technical thing that is built into us. We already have inner peace. We have put up things in obstruction to that inner peace by giving away our power to a person, or giving away our power to a place, or giving up our power to a problem. I used to know this girl a long time ago when Lynn and I first met, so it's like 40 years ago. And she had an accident at an intersection, and 12 years later, she still would not go near that intersection. Do you think that's from a place of power? No. It's from a place of not feeling powerful. Because if you feel powerful, you would go to that place and know peace even in that moment, that you could go through that intersection and experience peace. You know, I'm really famous for, when I'm in Florida, going over to Sarasota, and there's the Sun Bridge that you have to go over. And I don't know why it freaks me out as much as it does, but you see it in the distance and it looks like it's straight up, and you get to the top of it and it looks like it's straight down, but it really isn't as high as it seems. But I hyperventilate the whole time I'm on that bridge, maybe because there's no way off of the bridge. I mean, you know, there's one lane and there's a walkway, but there's no, like, you know, you can't like get off on the side and like hang if something happens to your car. But anyway, so the whole time I'm on that bridge, I practice breathing, and I practice this one lovely mantra that I've always used in times of like ice on the streets when I'm driving or whatever. And that is, wherever I go, God goes before me, preparing the way and keeping me safe from harm. I'm sorry, I have to address something here. Duchess, leave Daisy alone. Sorry. Lynn is in there watching the birds and the dogs, and apparently didn't realize that Duchess was over there attacking Daisy. She's not trying to hurt her, but Daisy's old. She'll be 12 years old this December. And she's a pit bull, which they don't live that long. And she's had cancer for a couple of years. And so she's weak, and she, you know, so of course the puppy, you know, jumps on her. So anyway, that was the explanation of that. But so I practice that mantra. Wherever I go, God goes before me, preparing the way and keeping me safe from harm. And I have to keep reminding myself of that all the way up there. And the other thing that I do, I say that, and then I say peace, 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 peace. Because I have to, in order for myself to experience any kind of inner peace while I'm on that bridge, I have to remind myself that there is peace. And so I'm sure there's something in your world that you have given power to. I've given power to that bridge somehow. But I'm sure there's things that you have given power to, and you need to claim that power back. You have to know peace when you don't see peace, when there's no peace apparent in your life. And this one minister, the Path of Peace ministry that I like to watch, was talking about that we are missing peace because we're so focused on the missing pieces. And I thought about that for a little while, because it's so very true. Like the thing that keeps us from experiencing the level of peace that we want is our expectation of perfection. Now, being a recovering perfectionist myself, I understand this, because we think peace has to be this big, huge thing that seems insurmountable. And really, peace is very easy if we just allow it. We're back to that same thing of forcing and allowing. When I try to force peace, it's not going to happen. When I try to allow peace in, it will. So I just have to allow myself to regularly remind myself that I don't need perfection in order to feel peace. What other missing pieces are there? I mean, really seriously, what other missing pieces are we focused on that keep us from being able to experience that inner peace? Again, we are made in the image and likeness of God, and we are made of God's stuff. So if we're made of God's stuff, how could we be anything other than peace? You see? Can you imagine God in turmoil? I mean, really, I guess if you look at the Old Testament God, you could see that. But I'm just saying, like, the God that I know is forever peaceful. It resides within us as that life that we are. And because of that, we always have the ability to reach out and allow that inner peace to be the truth of our experience. If we stop putting obstacles in front of it, if we stop giving our power away, if we stop looking or focusing our attention on the pieces that are missing, so what? Coronavirus has hit, like it's not that it's not a big deal, but if I'm focused on what's missing out of my life, how am I ever going to enjoy what's there? Like I said, we make allowances for having to do church online. Instead of getting feedback from people's postures and their smiles and the looks on their faces, I'm having them use the little button to signify what they're feeling. Instead of a whole audience clapping, I bring everybody in and we clap for her when she sings. And so, you adjust to it. You don't look at what's missing. What's missing is, okay, clapping. Okay, let's figure out a way to make clapping happen. We're missing feedback. Okay, let's figure out a way to make that feedback happen. Instead of being focused on what's missing, I'm focused on what we have, what tools we have available to us to allow us to experience this service better. And so one of the things that stays in the way of inner peace is that focusing on the pieces that are missing. And being a recovering perfectionist, I can tell you, I could point out everything that's missing. It is so easy for me to point that out. But I focus my attention instead on that inner peace of God that lives within me, that breathes itself through me. The love that funnels into me and funnels back out from me to other people. I focus my attention on the peace that is there. And like the song says, I could choose peace instead of this. So when the news is, talking about riots or talking about, what could potentially happen here and there, when the news is focused on the coronavirus and, how many deaths there are and how many hospitalizations there are and how many cases there are, I could choose to look at that, but instead I choose to focus on peace. I choose peace in that moment. It's one of the more important things, I think, that we do in our lives is make our choices, because everything's a choice. Any feeling that you have is a choice. You can choose to be grateful instead of feeling like, you're missing something. Like, oh God, I can't spend Thanksgiving with my family. You could focus on that, or you could say, let's do a Zoom call. We can eat together. It'll just be different. You see, there's a difference between understanding there is an issue and focusing your entire attention on it. When you focus your entire attention on it, you've now given power to that. And when you can see a way through it and experience the peace that is within, then you've taken your power back. It's a really important thing that we choose peace instead of this, that we choose peace instead of the riots, that we choose peace instead of whether or not somebody's going to accept the election, that we choose peace instead of, focusing on how many cases there are. Now, I keep aware of how many cases there are. I will be the first one to be able to tell you, and Faith can verify that. I know how many cases are in Colorado because Lynn is functioning on 30% of his lung capacity. So I kind of need to know when it's going to be safe for me to do things and when it's not going to be safe for me to do things. I try not to go into any stores or anything else because I could bring it home to him. Not that I don't, I personally don't want to get it either, but it's more important that I don't bring it home to him. So I'm always focused on getting the information and then focusing back on the peace that is within me. I allow myself the information and then I draw back into the peace. It's like when somebody gets, all right, enough. Smokey, that's enough. Oh, what a world. That guy I've been following, he's funny. He said, he was talking about, actually, this is way beyond what I wanted to talk about, but as long as it came up, I might as well. But he was talking about, how hard it is to find peace. He has 3 kids, apparently. And he said, it's so hard to find peace, with 3 kids, because you get one of them happy and the other 2 are not. And so then you get one of those happy and the one that was happy before is now unhappy. And he said, so you take your peace where you can find it. He said, it's those moments in between that you glorify. Oh my God, this is peace just for a moment. Where you go outside and you're not at the effect of the kids anymore. And you just breathe for a moment, you see. So here in my house, that's three birds, 2 birds, 3 dogs, and only one, what do I want to call him? A man-child. He's going to be 30. But anyway, so there are moments in my house where there is no peace to be found. I will tell you that. So I have to find that inner peace somehow. The best way I know in the path of peace to find peace in the moment is to do something like, I don't know, breathe or pray or meditate. My favorite thing is to go, I lock myself in my bathroom, in my bath. I run the tub with Epsom salts and sometimes, bubbles or whatever it is. And I light the candles and I turn the lights off and I just soak. And all I know in that moment is peace. All I know is that this is the most peaceful moment in the world. I do the same thing on my porch normally. It's a little cold out there now. I tried to go out there this morning and it was windy and it was cold and I couldn't take the bird out. So in order for me to have peace, I have to take the bird with me. So, and he sits on a perch above me in the bathtub because everywhere I go, there goes he. But when we are in the midst of anything that is keeping us from our peace, it's important to recognize that God is always present. And so in every moment, we choose peace. Every moment, it becomes a choice. Every moment becomes a refocusing of that energy. Because I don't want to wait until that person changes for me to be peaceful. I don't want to wait until that place becomes easier. I don't want to wait till the pace of everything slows down. I don't want to wait until the problem is over. I want peace now. Don't you? Don't you think that you would rather have peace in this moment than any of the stuff that's going on around you? I really love that we can draw on that infinite power, that infinite presence of God, that inner knowingness, that inner peace anytime we want. Whether it's on a corner in New York City or it's in a monastery in the quietness of a temple. Know that you can experience peace when you choose it. So every time you make a choice for peace, you experience that peace. And all of us who've been on either the Biden train or the Trump train, let's get on the peace train, because really that's where it's at. It doesn't matter who wins elections when you're on the peace train. It doesn't matter who, what, where, or how things are going to go when you're on the peace train. It doesn't matter that we have coronavirus going crazy when you're on the peace train. All that matters is that inner feeling that you have that knows all things will be okay. Everything's going to be fine. At some point, everything will be fine. And what I know right now is that everything is fine here and now in God. Let's have a prayer. You got it? Whew. In this moment where I'm celebrating the peace of God, in the knowingness that God is simply all there is, all there ever has been, all there ever will be, is God. I just move my awareness right now to that infinite power, that infinite presence, that infinite life of God. To the peace and power within me that knows beyond human understanding that God is the only thing that ever was, will ever be, and is all there is right now, here, in this moment of time. It is there that I find myself, in that peace of God. My very essence, my very life, my very beingness is that. The peace of God flows through me like a river. The stillness of the peace of God stills my heart. God's peace is that which is my truth, for it is who and what I am, my very essence, my very life, my very being. And every thought, every action, every deed is guided and led by that one infinite power, that one life of peace that lives within me. I know that same truth for everyone on the team today, because I do know that that same infinite power, that same infinite presence flows through each member of God's team. Through Faith, through Oz, through Tina, through Lynn. For we are one in that team of God. And we are the actors that perform the actions of God's message that flows through each one of us. We open ourselves to be those messengers, those open channels through which God's message pours through. But we are one team, one life, one love, one being. And that is so for everyone who is tuning in today or may tune in later. Anyone who is watching this in real time or in other time. We are all one. And there is no place where one leaves off and the other begins. For one power, one presence, one peace, one life. Flowing through us is who and what we are. Only one. So I bless this coming week with the peace and power of God flowing through every aspect of our life. To the knowingness that that inner peace within us is always there, ever present, always available, and moving through us in everything that we think, do, and say this coming week. I know that every name that is in the ministry of prayer today, for whatever challenge is being experienced, that same truth applies. For underneath those conditions, underneath those seeming obstacles, underneath those people, places, and paces, is that inner peace that is God's peace. So I pull it forth today, pull back the veil and pull forth that inner peace. And I choose for them now, in this moment, the ability to choose peace. And I know for them that that is an option here and now. I call it good and very good, and I just give great thanks for it as my heart fills with gratitude and love. To know that this is so, to be of service in this way. And I just let it be. And so it is. Oops. I think we're back. Okay, there we go. I think Faith and I we're dueling. Sorry about that. I should just leave it to Faith. Trust that she's got this under control. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I want to invite you to contribute to this message and allow us to deliver this message to uplift and inspire not only our little community, but out into the world. And so how we do this is through your contributions. It's not about money to me or money to any one of my staff. It's not anything about that. It is totally about supporting the message that we bring to the world. And so right now is our opportunity to receive your gifts, tithes, and offerings, and your opportunity to give thanks for that which you have already experienced in physical form, and that which you have created in the mind of God already, but you may not have seen it in physical form yet. I'd like to invite you to go to oasiscsl.org. By now, Faith will have posted that in the comments. And good, Faith. Thank you so much, Faith, for putting up with me. Anyway, Faith has already probably put that in the comment section. You can click on that. In the middle of the page is our offering affirmation, and then underneath that is our Contribute Now button. And so whether you're following us in real time or you're listening to this later, you can follow along and do these steps with us right now. Go to oasiscsl.org, go to the middle of the page, and say this offering affirmation with me right now. This perfect gift is spirit in form, circulating and blessing all it touches. Freely I give, and joyously I receive. And so it is. Here's Tina with Peace Train.
Now I've been happy lately, thinking about the good things to come. And I believe it could be something good has begun. So I've been smiling lately, dreaming about the world as one. I believe it could be someday it's gonna come. Out of the edge of darkness, there rides a peace train. Oh, peace train, take this country, come take me home again. I've been smiling lately, thinking about the good things to come. Now I believe it could be something good has begun. A peace train sounding louder, right on the peace train. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah. Come on, the peace train. The peace train, holy roller, everyone jump on the peace train. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah. Come on, the peace train. Get your bags together, go and bring your good friends too. It's getting nearer, and soon it will be with you. Come and join the living, it's not so far from you. And it's getting nearer, soon it will all be true. A peace train sounding louder, right on the peace train. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah. Come on the peace train, peace train. Jump on the peace train. Now I've been crying lately, thinking about the world as it is, and why not sweet, so I'm hating. Why can't we live in this? Out of the edge of darkness, there rides the peace train. Oh, peace train, take this country, come take me home again. Oh, peace train sounding louder, ride on the peace train. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah. Come on the peace train. Yes, peace train. Holy roll, everyone jump on the peace train. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah. Just come on, come on. Come on the peace train. Yes, it's the peace train. Come on the peace train. Peace train. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah, yeah. Come on the peace train.
There's a about that.
Thank you very much. That was great. I love Peace Train. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a good song.
I know. Thanks. Thanks, Tina. Oh, I'm not calling you Smokey. Sorry. Oh my, what a house. Oh, where are we going? Apparently I can't work the board today for some reason. I don't know what's wrong with me. All right, so I want to let you know that we have a ministry of prayer, as I mentioned in the prayer. And you can put your name in the, or you can put whatever condition you're experiencing in the comments, and we will put you on the prayer list. If you don't want to do it publicly, you can message one of us, and we will make sure that it gets on that prayer list. We have this private facing group page on Facebook where only the people who are on our God Squad can pray, can get the information so they can pray. And so I want to invite you also to, if you are willing to pray on requests every day for a week in positive affirmative prayer, and you can follow through, you could also participate in our God Squad. So just type yes in the comments section, and we'll add you to that list. But in the meantime, we have this wonderful team of licensed practitioners from coast to coast who will be praying on those requests every day for a week. I call them my God Squad, or our God Squad. I love being able to, when people ask for prayer on Facebook, I love being able to say the God Squad's on it. You know, it just really is cool. But anyway, and so we have this wonderful team of licensed practitioners that are available by appointment for a fee for spiritual guidance. But today, the Wise and Powerful Oz is available for our 1-minute miracle, not a time for counseling, but a time where you can tell him what condition you are experiencing, what situation you're experiencing, and he will stop, drop, and pray with you right then and there. We do this through video chat, so reach out to him after the service. If he doesn't answer right away, it means he's on the call with somebody else. So just give him a few more minutes and then call him back again. Let's see. If you would like to be on our public-facing group Facebook page, type more in the comments section, and we will add you to that one. That's where we post all of the information ahead of time before we make everything public. That way you know about classes, you know about events, you know about whatever we would like you to know about. We will let you know before anyone else gets to know. So type more in that comment field, and Faith will add you to our online community, online Facebook community. All right, so we have handmade malas and bracelets from Brooks and Bailey. They benefit the Rocky Mountain Lab Rescue, so make sure that you contact her and get these beautiful. I have several of them, and I just love them. And you do that through Brooks and Bailey 0307@gmail.com. And I believe Faith has already posted that as well. So, and then the other one is Brooks Limited. She keeps sending me these masks. They're wonderful masks. I got to figure out which is there. There we go. I always have to figure out which is there. But they're all done with just beautiful fabric, different kinds of fabric. She has one-of-a-kind things that, clothes that she sells. I have a lot of her clothes from when my mom was still alive. She would buy all of Brooks' stuff. So Faith has put that information there as well. Brooks Ltd, Brooks Limited. And so you can go there and see what she's got available. Also, Reverend Fairy Lane. I'm going to have to actually put this on my announcement sheet so I remember to say Reverend. Reverend Fairy Lane Silver's music is available on her website. She is unable to update that website, so you will need to communicate with her via email to see where you need to send the money. Also, Karen Drucker's music is available on her website. Hers works perfectly, so you can order them right there. The song that we did today is only available as a single because it's not part of an album. It's just one that she did this like 4 months ago when I don't know what was going on, but decided that she needed to make that message clear that we need to choose peace. So anyway, and then check out our website at oasiscsl.org to do the sermons for, the current video sermons and for audio sermons from the past. We try to make sure we get those updated and put up there. I'd like to invite you to sing along with this next one because it's a great way for you to experience what it feels like to be blessed.
I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
I go forward into this week knowing that whatever the disturbance to the peace may arise, that the peace is still there behind it. I get quiet and I listen and I encounter that peace within, and I allow this to roll forward and become my experience. And for that peace, I give great thanks, and I let it be so, and so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Oz.
Mm.
All right. So thank you for being with us today. We are blessed to have you. Please join us this Sunday or next Sunday and every Sunday at 10:30 a.m. Mountain Time. We love having you here. Be safe. Wear a mask. We love you. Bye until next week. Bye.
I'm so blessed. Somebody brought me cookies.
Awesome. That's nice.